Ah, let's see if this works out. Alrighty. Welcome to another version of Cultivate Your Wellness. Today we're actually going to be going through the process of getting a URL for him today and getting it all put into the system, but wanting to just show the actual action of getting things done, which is really, really important. I think a lot of times, even me as a builder of circumstances, you find yourself sometimes in the midst of not moving forward as fast as you would like. So, today we are actually going to go through the process in real time today. We're not going to. You guys had an amazing conversation with we were able to have it last time, but like we said, it's about getting things implemented and getting things move forward. So today we are doing that. So the very first thing that we are looking at is purchasing his URL. He has an amazing name called Lunasana. I said it right this motherfucking time.
Lunasana. Yep.
Lunasana, right? Okay, cool. I was butchering it the last time, so if you guys never did not know that, that's why I said it with so much grace, trying to make sure it came out right, because you try to make sure that you want to say it right and correctly. So we are on Squarespace right now, and that is where I'm going to purchase the studio version of his name. Now, the very important part of what we had to do a lot of discussion with him last time is basically figuring out exactly where is it blinking in and out.
Yeah, it's blinking out in and out on my end.
Why is it doing that to me? They're cold-blooded people over here. What's going on? It's blinking out on my end too. Is it still doing that? Yeah, maybe I had to
Not
get rid of
anymore.
some of the internet stuff. So basically, the one thing that we discussed on our last situation, which was getting him forward, was where is he at? What was he trying to do? And kind of how open the market actually is. And the one thing we're going to talk about today is like the actual opening of a market. When you are in a marketplace without any research, most people just assume people are doing things right. That was something I definitely did when I first got into business. I just assumed everybody who was my competition were doing things right, and therefore there's so many of them, and the competition is extremely high. And I had to be better, more unique, and more of everything ever than I was, rather than looking at it from an objective point of view. One of my mentors, Dave Kennedy, talks about that all. Dan Kennedy talks about it all the time. Looking at things with objectiveness. He said it's actually easier to be optimistic when you look at the facts. He said it's actually hard to be optimistic when you look at the false reality in front of us. Because we look at social media, we look at all these things, and you think people are doing really well, and that they're you're battling in this pace of battle. But one thing Dan Kennedy said is the richer you get, you realize you stop battling and you start collaborating, because collaboration means a lot more in the world of giving back and opportunity than it does shutting people down, doing some sort of takeover of any sort. But it just works out better if you truly understand the business of collaborations. So right now, me and him, he's gone through this journey with me as the first person I'm getting to go live with and discuss this. I did have a call today talking to somebody about it. Um, but understanding how to be your own unique brand is important. So today he plans on being in the wellness space for a long time, and he made this his studio. And I showed him last week that you could literally not even have a studio and be a studio. You could actually stand up and be like people finding you and being like, I would love for your personal training, love your style. They found you, give you reviews. All those things can happen without you actually having a huge. I have a lot of domains in here. If you guys some people have certain problems. I have like domain problems. I think I have 100, what, 100 and yeah, it's easily $1,000, $2,000 from just domains alone. Oh, dude, it did me dirty. A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P. We are looking. Here we go. Bam. All right, so the very first thing that we're going to do right now is like we're actually doing some techie stuff that he's going to get to watch me do rather than doing it himself. And I promise I'm saving him so many hours because this is one of the processes that take people from getting through the basics a really hard time in their business. And honestly, once you kind of do it a few times, you always find yourself still running into the same fucking problem. So I realize why regular people, and I say regular people who don't do back end uh, website development stuff, um, it's just complicated. It takes so long to figure out. And the simplicity of today is just we're adding the domain. And now adding domains um, has become a thing because every platform in which you can buy a domain offers sites as well. So like Squarespace offers sites, WordPress, GoDaddy, all these platforms offer sites, right? And because they offer all these sites and stuff like that, most people just build their site on whatever's offered. But they're actually selling you on convenience, not at what actually is going to work for you. Most of the time, people are selling in convenience, and it really puts them in a position to um, where is really puts them in a position to have to go with what's there because it just seems simpler. And who wants to spend all this time doing the shit that I'm doing right now? Literally, it's already been 7 minutes. I'm just moving over a domain name to make sure that it's in the right position. So we are here. We go here to God dang. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create this, move this over here, and we are going to migrate the domain over to the software now. And we're doing this because we are not looking at him as just starting off in a one person business as of now. We're looking at him and creating a studio that will survive the next 5 to 10 years in the local area and be able to grow. Now, a lot of times people have a hard time seeing that far into the future when it comes down to why they should do certain things. And it's the reason why most yoga teachers do not have like a Google My Business or anything of that sort. Mostly that's because they we get sold on the what can happen tomorrow thing, like what can happen tomorrow or this could happen, and you realize you lose so much money over time by just doing what can happen tomorrow. And so for right now we are moving over the domain into the system. And this is a process you have to do. This is called the DNA. And the DNA is in any sort of domain name that anybody has. And if you have a domain name somewhere and you're trying to use a software like ClickFunnels or Kajabi or Kartra or any of those platforms, you have to move the domains over into their platforms because they're built differently for certain people. I always say there's some software built for entrepreneurs and there's other software built for barbers and hairstyle dressers or fitness people. But when you're looking for an entrepreneur who's looking to grow their business, they need to be able to have the ability to reach in multiple ways and not be stuck to one site or one system. So when you buy a site like Squarespace, you think purchase that one site, and then you're never able to kind of adjust or maybe change your URL or add anything else without incurring an extreme amount of cost or adjustment fees. So when I came with Expert Marketly, our thing was how do we get wellness to be able to flow with what you're doing in the moment and not feel like you have to make a drastic change. I know my wife moved multiple sites because we were trying to adjust or figure this out. And if we had this, we would have never had to, get rid of the sites. We could have just added the sites and then added a website to that. So what I did was we just took the domain and we put it into the website system here. We're going to go here and we're going to adjust it. Now, this is a template, right? And so, what I'm going to do for him, okay, because we're about quick starting, okay, there's a few different things that we always want to talk about when you're talking about anything online and what you're giving to people. You always want to push them to a place where they can either get in contact with you or you can know they exist because social media doesn't always show your stuff to the people you want to see it, or the right people. So you don't want to find yourself only posting on social media and never collecting data from people, because then what happens if your Instagram shuts down? I've watched people's Instagram shuts down and their business was gone in a second. What that means is they never had a business. They never actually collected the data. They never took in the information. Now, I've been with my wife for 2 years, and we've had two ups and downs with softwares, and her understanding the importance of keeping the data of people when social media doesn't want to show it to people, right? Because we're able to send out emails or anything on that behalf for them to be able to do it. And now, what people don't understand is that if you have a really tight knit group of people, and you have 100 people who pay you $100 a month to be in your wellness space and practice, you're making $10,000 a month. Now, when you think about it like that, it doesn't seem crazy, right? And that's the same logic that gets most people to buy in to a yoga studio. But that changes as soon as you get a yoga studio, because you can't focus on the community because you're too focused on having a home for the community to be on. So for a person like Leo here, who's independent, he's flowing through places, and we're looking for him to, wherever he goes, to bring value with him, right? Rather than him seek value, but to give value. This system that he will have right here, most yoga studios won't even know exist, or in position to put him in position to be successful, because what they'll have is outdated systems and no opportunity for any yoga teacher to truly promote themselves and keep their fan base. They can keep their collective, right? You go to a yoga studio and you promote there, and people go there and they go there, and if you leave, they stay going there, and you're like, oh well, I don't have any other information, or could I do that? Now, what this does is it wants to keep everything in between that. Now, right now, my wife is building two different sites, and we're going to look at the Sacred Goddess site because we want to look at data. Now, oh, wrong one. I forgot she just built this one with the other one. So we want to look at data, and the reason why we want to look, is it a funnel? I think we look at the funnel. You want to look at data is because you want to understand what's real, right, versus the fabrication of what the world tells you. And that's why I said that earlier. When my wife goes, why would I put a page there? Why would I do this? Right? We drove a lot of traffic to this event she has coming this Saturday. And at first, she was just pushing it to the websites for people to buy. What I told her is that most people don't buy on the first glance. They don't. Most people don't look at something and buy. So because they don't just look at something and buy, you have to understand that what you give them in the front end has to collect their information so you can have the opportunity, right? Because as a business owner, that's a gift. People think it's a given because of social media. You just put it out there for free, but social media is a business itself, and they're going to make you pay for exposure, and they're making us pay for more exposure nowadays. So for her, when you go look at like a random landing page or a conversion, when you look at the actual page itself for her event, it's on Eventbrite and one of those other platforms that are not, that's the first thing they do. And it's converting at lower than a 1% rate. Because what you need to be able to do is you need to be able to take the leads that come through your system, convert them into actual phone numbers and information. And from this same campaign, right? And we have two campaigns that happen. One that their company put out, and their company had around 970 clicks and views of the promotion, right? We had 211. But out of that 211 people, 29 of them took action on, yeah, I want to know more about this. And out of this 29 people, 33% of them bought the event, but not on the first go. We did two touches before 33% of them purchased. I think it was like two people who purchased off the go. They came and they bought, two people, and there's nine left out of the 11 that have purchased so far. And those 9 people have came from this 29 people. And the reason why is because once we spent the money here, right? We spent money, time, and energy. Content creation takes money, time, and energy, right? We created that content, And out of those 200 people who liked it, who saw the message and clicked on it, 29 of them became people into our contact list, right? The reason why this is important now is because once we got that information, the energy that we spent creating the content and pushing it out there and getting to someone, they now received it. We know they received it, took action on what we told them to do in the content, and became part of the back end. And then from there, my wife was able to send text messages and send emails reminding them about this event. And then she wrote a blog that she got to send to these 29 people who were interested, right? Who check email, because most real business people check their email. I actually really suck at it. So, because I actually suck at checking my email, and I still check my email, and I still buy random shit in there, I know email marketing works because I go in there every couple of days, and then there's a software that I just looked at that I really want to buy today. And that's how I know it works because it's what I like to be a part of. So, what we have just done is shown you the process of actually getting this in. This is his beginning process of his overall landing page. Now, there's a long way that he could go with being creative, with growing it, which making it better looking, making it best to fit to its situation. But the first thing I always say, if you overshadow things with the look and the feel, you will forget the reason why you do things. I myself was able to build a business, made over $500,000 in 2 years on a site that had misspelling words and only one opt in. So that's how I knew that it was more important for me and my content and what I'm telling people and reminding people of and what I'm doing and then telling them to come join me. That actually held 10 times more weight than having to get them to my landing page for then my landing page to convince them. When my landing page for a beginner, right, should just be the where they can find information and give you their information. It shouldn't be, you shouldn't try in the beginning to make your website and your business just sell for you because that takes crafting of a personal brand. You start figuring out why people buy from you. You start figuring out what the most important things are from them. And then those are the things you start to implement into your funnel over time. So right now we're looking at this. We just got him his site. We're gonna call this the homepage, right? This funnel overall is his homepage, and we're gonna give him. I don't know why that's there. We're gonna give him the build out. This is why I'm excited to do this because instead of me being able to just talk to people, I actually get to build for them at the same time. So he's over here getting free digital building per hour over here. And I say that because when people make me do it, when I'm not like doing these kind of things, it's like $200 to $500 an hour. If my assistant's doing it, it's about $50 an hour. If my assistant's doing it, it's like $7 an hour. But it still has to go up the ranks for someone to like clear it. So that's why I'm building this out, is so that even in so as we build this out, as it grows and you figure out what's on here, if you're like, yo, I need someone to come help me, well then we could just hire an outsourced person for like $5 an hour to build the basics. But as long as you understand what you're looking for and what's capable, it gives you the ability to hire someone who's just capable of doing the work and not have to think of the work. Okay. And when you hire thinkers, you charge a lot more, but when you hire doers, it's a little bit easier. So what we hire is doers. So for here, so what we're going to do is we're going to slim the page down to a basic opt-in to give people information, and for a couple reasons. Now, the most important part isn't to look the best, okay? The most important part when you first get started is actually see if people click on your stuff. Because what we do is we'll wrap up some pixels in there, and it will start giving you the type of customer who clicks on your ads and possibly signs up. So the reason why it says here that you can claim your free class. Oh, I forgot I even adjusted this already. What's up? So, and we're gonna have these things are the services here. Q&A. What sections do I actually want to get rid of? I feel like I should keep this section. Get in touch section, which you should keep the base. Probably here because you're a solo dolo here. Okay, cool. So that's all I need to get rid of. I can change these 3 things or 4 things and get rid of one of them and change them into a service. So, see, clicking here, pop up. So, for you, it's about figuring out how and where someone finds you and what you're promoting to them. So, what I'll be doing today is kind of adjusting this. I'll probably build you like a logo or something. Like I said, nothing's permanent, and I do it for free. So don't gas me. Everything's changeable, and I always say that because sometimes people be like, "I don't really like that." I'm like, then you can go change it. It's not to be obsessed about. Okay, until you get obsessive about our practice and you get obsessed about growing your business, then you start getting obsessed about the little things, about the things that make what I call a slight difference. Because a good logo does make a slight difference. It does. It does, right? A good look, a good feel, a good color, a good number, a good numerology kind of thing. Those can make differences, but they don't make major differences. The major difference is the understanding how to make the water flow. The water flow is messaging, media, and acquisition. So your message, like, what is my message? What media am I using? Am I using written form? Am I using video? What am I using? I always say use what you're best at. Don't use what people tell you they should. Use what you're best at to create everything else. Because we're in an AI digital world at this point. So we're here. Pop up. It says claim your free class. Let's change this back in picture. Let's get my boy Leo back here. Let's try this one. I like that. We'll use this one. Okay. So okay. So this is what we're going to talk about today. The thing that we're talking about today is called a form. Okay, a form is important in your process as a digital, creator in any manner because forms are where people fill out their information to give it to you. That word form is universal across all software. Google Forms has it. All forms have it, right? So everything's layered. A form is just the bit of information that you get from that person in exchange to giving them whatever you're giving them in exchange. They're going to give you their fill out the form. You give them what they need. Now, with that being said, what just happened? Oh, you just drop out the location. That's wild. Okay, let's go internal. So we're gonna go form builder. We're gonna go here. I don't want to build it from scratch yet. We'll do it later from scratch. Let's go at the see the yoga form in here. Harakata. All right, we'll start here. Adjust. Success your journey. We can change the colors. Nah, that's too much.
I think your screen froze, or I think
Did it? Can you see it move?
yeah. Oh wait, no, it's moving now. Never mind.
Okay, cool.
There you go.
Okay. So let's think about this. Let's start with this one, the one we built. Let's go here. Okay, so we're gonna go opt into the form, and today we're gonna get the basics of his landing page done so that he can see what it looks like to ask people in exchange for information. Right, we're gonna adjust this and what you're gonna offer and stuff like that. But what it looks like to put something on a page and to actually get someone to sell out their information, and the most priceless thing to be able to do is to give that person a call. Because one thing I learned is that every transaction happens in a relationship. Every transaction happens. Leo met me through my wife. He was coming to come see a show. We got on a call. We talked. I learned more about him. I built a relationship. And in that relationship, I could realize what I could do for him. Right? I didn't come in saying, hey, this is what I got for you. You need it. Just buy it. I said, let me hear what people are doing. I went and spoke to the yoga practice at one of these places, and I offered them my services for free for a month. to be able to help them get off the ground, and they denied me of working with them. And what I learned in that moment was I didn't truly understand what they were looking for compared to me just trying to give them what I thought they wanted. And in that, I actually downgraded my value by trying to work for free. I actually made them less likely to work for me by trying to just give it to them however they possibly could get it. Like, oh, I'm desperate, you need it. And I found out that that's what really hurt me. And it hurt me because I was trying to do good things, but I wasn't trying to ask the value in which it's worth in exchange for those good things. And I need to exchange it. So when we look at these systems and the form side here, let's see if it pops up. Okay, let's save it. To claim a free class, we're going to allow people, right, depending on where you're at, depending on where you're marketing, to possibly get a free class or donation class because you have those when you do have them. So you want to keep those as your main promotions of getting people to take the opportunity to come get a free class with you. Why? Because you would love to help them move energy through their body. You would love to help them do these things. And if they want a free class to come see what I'm about, here I am. These are the kind of things I like. These are the kind of things I do. And what this allows us to do, Jesus Christ, where are you? Let's do this. What it allows you to do is to realize that a couple hundred people can truly feed you at a high level. So we did that. We can adjust this. Yes, we'll adjust this. I'll adjust all this. I'm just doing it so that I don't have to sit here and really think about adjusting it. And you should think about adjusting the look or something, but I'll probably take this off and make it something else, like join the free class, the Sunday or whatever that is. We'll make that like personalized to what they're going to get. But that is what there is. So what do I need? Let's do a doc real quick. Let me get a doc for you. So we need a doc to figure out what else is needed. We need the logo. Alrighty. All right, you do need to write a little bit about me segment here for you.
If you
I
want a
can
logo,
adjust.
I actually have a logo you can use. Hold
Oh,
on.
let's go. Send it over.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me send it over through email.
Let's go. You know what? I'm about to get turned up because I'm gonna be working out after this. I need to get some energy in my mind. So I just made a comment today about how energy is important. We're gonna turn up. Let's run it amok because how long? Do you ever have? You have any plans of leaving Arizona?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, sir. I'm here to stay.
Let's
For
fucking love it. Fucking here. Now I don't have to worry about we can put a root in this ground here. We can put some roots deep in this ground, build a real tree.
all right,
So
sent it over.
all right, cool. Yeah, that's the info marketing with Dom.
Yep.
I've been dreaming of a day.
In-
It's probably still loading, I was Are you still loading?
it got sent to info@expertmarketly.io.
Ooh, that means it's probably internal. Okay, give me a
All
second.
right, let me resend it.
I can find it as internal.expert.wo. So it's either info@bendopedigital.io or.
I got it. I got the email. Let me
Okay.
resend it.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Let's see. All right, cool. All right, sent it.
Oh, how did I know that was the guy? That's beautiful. Okay. Let's see. You sent it to info, or which one did you send it? Info at Bendope or info at marketing?
I sent it to info@marketingwithdom.com.
I still have not come through. Oh, got it. Ah.
So that's a first draft, but I rather use it now. I have another
Oh,
one that
perfect.
I'm
No, that works.
in the process of creating, but for that, for now, that'll do.
All right, let's see what's up. So let's make something happen. Go here. Let's go. Yes. Okay, I like that. Let's get the bottom down here too. Hold on, my wife is calling me. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, you're good. Take your time.
Hello, my love. Okay, no emergency. Averted a crisis. All right. So let's do this. Okay, so we have this all built out. We need the basics here. So I need to get you the. So let's go. List here. Logo's done. Don't need to do that. So create and build. Oh, let's go. Okay. I'm here. Build out services and calendar. Google My Business personal brand video. Fire. Okay. Okay. We're on fire. Now, so what I need you to do for me, your homework before next week,
Yeah.
okay? We need all of your systems and login information that you have all together. Okay. So that means we need your Twitter. You need to make sure you have a Twitter. Okay. You need to make sure you have an Instagram. You need to make sure you have your TikTok. You need to make sure you have your Facebook fan page. You need a Facebook fan page. It's most important because you're going to be working with older people, and anybody over 35 typically has a Facebook page, and they still use it very frequently for family and prosperity and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
You can create a Facebook fan page because they're doing a lot of that creator stuff these days, and
Okay.
it's really really important because it could also get you paid as well. So you
Okay.
can become a creator. When you have multiple platforms that you're pushing content around, it really does allow you to be a lot easier to distribute it. And we're going to really show you how to be able to do that. So just make sure you have your platform and don't you're what we call founder creator. So you don't need to name all the platforms. You need to name them yourself, right? So it's like this is who I am and this is my studio, right?
Okay.
Because what you technically have and what we're doing is what on the internet people call digital real estate.
Okay.
So if you ever see anybody on the internet pitching you digital real estate, that is what this is.
Mm.
And the reason why this is digital real estate is because you're going to build a studio that's going to have is going to take up digital search engine space,
Hmm.
but you won't have to have an actual business that I mean not a, like a physical address that is like
Right.
there, right? So that's what we call digital arbitrage. And so if somebody says you want to be a digital landlord or whatever like that, that's all of those terms is teaching people to take their own personal brand and take the local search engines and use it for an advantage. And that's why I'm super excited that you're going to be here. Right? I'm super excited that you're like, I'm planning on staying in Arizona. Because what that does is when we look at the goal of the next year, by the end of the year, Google My Business itself should be driving you leads with zero extra cost
Okay.
because you'll have a brand that is standing. Then you'll have your website converting people over. Then you'll have your list. And like the what most wellness teachers never understand is you only need 100 people paying you $100. You don't need the world. You don't need everybody to like. You don't even need to go viral. You can semi-viral can make you so much money. I went semi-viral with one video that went to like 10,000 views one time. I made up to like $20,000.
Oh wow.
It's because people usually try to go and create content and do it, but they're never prepared if they hit.
Mm.
And I've also had a time where I hit and something went like pretty much viral, and I was not prepared for it at all. And my system was not prepared to help me out. So that's what we're doing right now, which is giving you your digital real estate in the Arizona area and competing versus these studios who have to spend so much time trying to get their overhead. And what you're going to spend so much time doing is competing with changing people's lives,
That's right.
which is a blessing.
Hmm.
Okay. So that is my homework for you on this one. I'm gonna finish out your site today to get you the least basic so you can put it up on your site and get it converting on that side to see if we can get some people and some leads as we're creating content. But get all the platforms that you need for social media done, just so that next week we can add them all into the system.
Yeah.
So we'll basically go through,
Uh,
add them into the system, and then use this software to be able to help you post across the platforms when need be and get it
gotcha.
out there. And for us, that will be the doing situation. But when it comes down to the business side, we will be talking about how to use ChatGPT to put together a program for you to pitch the chair yoga program. Right, like what does that look like? The difference between you getting paid $100 an hour from you charging $2,000 a month for the program,
Right.
because that's the real goal is for you to come in and I always say this when people say, "Why would I want to do that?" I was like, creative control.
Mm.
When you build the program and give it to someone and they buy it, you get a lot more creative control than when you're just trying to go out there and do it. They're just like, "Oh, I just want people to come and do this, and I want to come teach at your place and your place." That means you'll be leeching. From here on out, you'll be doing zero leeching. And you have the possibility to think about building a full out system where you hire someone else to go to the old folks home and do the yoga teacher process for them and to really understand what that looks like and then hiring people out because it's not always about what you can do, it's about who can do it and who has time to do it. Okay?
Hmm. Couple
Yeah, so we're gonna get this done.
questions.
What's up?
So a
Ask
couple
away.
questions.
Ask away.
So I definitely want to change that logo because I didn't realize I had that's my nickname. So I want to cut out that Nano Luna and just have the logo there. So with
Okay.
the domain, am I gonna be able to have access to that domain?
As in,
As in, like, can I go into the domain and edit any logos or anything?
Uh, domain wise. So
No,
the
no, no, like
domain is in Squarespace. I can send you it in Squarespace, but we just merged it into your software. So
okay.
that's why I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean by logo. We just merged it into your back office. So any page you want to put it on, it can be put onto.
I meant
Is that
like,
what you're?
can I no? So can I log into the software, the Expert Marketly, and go into that web page and replace
Yes.
the logo with something else?
Yes.
Okay,
This
sweet, sweet.
100% is all of this is open to you. Like I said, everything
Oh, okay.
I'm doing is 100% always open to you. This is always going to be in your back office. When we're in here doing this, this is all on anything you can, everything you'll be able to touch. There's not a single thing I'm doing in here that you cannot do um, and grow your own system with.
Hmm.
That makes sense. So everything you'll have access to. If you need to go into the domain and change it to like what the homepage looks like or where we're gonna go, all that is 100% up to you. And that's why I'm also here doing this while you can also look at what's possible, right? So building it out, you are more than welcome to go in there and fuck some shit up and change it up. More than
Okay,
welcome.
sweet.
You're like, I'm deleting that. I don't want that. I won't. I won't. You don't have to ask me a thing. Just know that. You don't have to
Okay.
ask me. It's yours. What I build and what we do is for you to use, to adjust, and to choose how you want to use it or how you want to put it together. It is 100% autonomy on you on that side. So let's do this. Oh, I gotta pay for this too. Hold on. Love.
And then for next week, I'm gonna be traveling next Tuesday. So, did you want to meet
I'll be
the
doing
the week?
Tuesday. I'll be doing Tuesday and Thursday next week. I'll be doing Thursday this week as well.
Okay.
So I'll be doing Tuesday and Thursday this week, and it'll be at this time from like now on for each week as we start talking about these processes there. So here we go.
Okay. So, did you want to meet this Thursday instead of next week?
Yeah, no, we can meet this Thursday. Yeah, if you can
Okay,
knock out the
sweet.
pages just so that we can get it going. So whatever you're doing, you can travel in, and we can kind of get you into the system for you to be able to use it for your advantage. To use like the traveling as your situation, you should definitely use it while you're, kicking in. Got time while you're singling and mingling to definitely use the travel
Hmm.
circumstances as like a benefit of your brand.
Okay.
Um, so let's do this transparency. Okay.
Cool. So I'll get that login info for the Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and the Facebook fan page for this
Yes, you have
Thursday.
to create the Facebook fan page for yourself, and it will just automatically be attached to your main page. So you just have to look up how to create a personal brand, and usually it says create a page, and you're just creating your personal public figure brand.
Okay.
Um, boom, there we go. Is that better?
Oh, sweet. Yeah, that's good.
There we go. Let's go. I like that. It's really cool. It's really unique too. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, cool. So you are in there. I'm going to change these things up. Let's see this. Old people in a chair. Do you have any photos of you teaching anybody on a chair in the yoga studio, possibly?
I do. I do. Let me pull it
Yeah,
up real quick. Hold on.
send me any of those you have so that I can use them for these service positions to be able to get people into the system for you for the service side. Okay, so at least we know we got it handled. All right, so we got the domain over. That was the number one thing today. get the service. So we got the photos. The photos over here. They don't have that. We're good to go. Well, Thursday we meet again. There's some water in my life. That's crazy. He's like, we made a bunch of money, but I put his name on the ticket for good luck. He doesn't give half the money. All right. So that's lit. At least you now have your main homepage in there. So a few things when you go into the system. Um, okay. So the things that we like to replace quite simply for you is one, if you need a link tree. So in this, when you go to the when you go to the sites and you go to a website, there'll be a link tree little section here you can actually change up, right? And changing these buttons are quite simple. So once you go into this, it's basically like a landing page. Go for a link tree if you want to offer a few things, right? I always say people use link tree like crazy, and I'm like, fuck link tree. They fucking don't help shit. They're like a in between leech. It pisses me off.
A
So yeah,
Linktree
you can
helps.
come in. What?
You're not a fan of Linktree?
No, I think as a business model, they made a lot of money on their purpose and why people use them, but they really do actually just make it really harder for that person who needs a full blown system to actually be successful because they're just it's like candy. If that makes sense. It's like you need a meal, but I'm gonna give you some candy.
It's like
You're like,
empty
I'm hungry, and you're
calories.
like, here's some candy. You're like, yo, you really helping me out here? I know this tastes delicious. I know I'm excited in the moment, but are you actually helping me out? My fucking teeth are rotting. You know, I got like,
I gotcha.
yeah. So, and I say that because when you have a link tree, it's really important for and Linktree does do this when you pay for it. But the problem is you still have to connect it to what happens after that, what happens after that, what happens after that. So when you have a link tree, you want to have um, you want to have your pixels in place. And what that means is if on like Facebook and Google, you get your pixels in place, even if you don't run ads, it will start collecting data on the type of people who go through your system. Okay. So that's why it's so important. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're here in Arizona and you're taking your time in your building. It's also important that we set it up right because once we have your link tree and people are clicking on your link tree, it starts to create the AI and stuff that's connected to Facebook as well as Google. It starts to tell you who these people are. And so if you wanted to run ads or something like you're like, I want to put $100 in advertisements. If you hadn't had your pixels tracking over the last week or month, or maybe even 4 or 5 months, you're just throwing ads out there and then it's going to test with your money
Hmm.
rather than to be like, oh, well, these are the people who are always on his pages. These are the people who engage with him the most. Let's find more people like this.
Hmm.
That's why I don't like Linktree because they don't promote the need to use those things on their platform. They really just promote quick and easy. If you come here quick and easy, you'll get a flex. So that's why I don't like them because I've lost a lot of money trying to like run ads or not people not wanting to give up their link tree and then trying to run ads and them not going well, than me just looking like a dumbass because I'm like I told you, and they're like, well you didn't try hard enough. You're like, how hard do I have to try to tell you something's not good for you? Like I don't understand. You want to pin you down? Delete it.
Okay.
take control of your own business, right? Because at the end of the day, no matter what I'm doing to help you here, I'm here to help you take control of your own business. I'm here for you to be like, I can see this, I can do this myself. Like, if John's not available, I can knock this out. I can make sure I can get this done for myself, or I can hire somebody and I know what I need them to do, right? And if they could take care of that, I can get to this next point of vision. Because the biggest part of this business is to realize what you can do, what you can't do, and not, and what you also don't want to fucking do. It's like I don't want to do that. Um, so yeah, let's look at this. So this will you can adjust. The thing that I'll tell you, so for the buttons, once you click on everything you click on, when you click on it, this right hand side becomes the dial. So you click here, right side becomes the dial. You can still type here. When you click here, right side becomes the dial. So you can rewrite the name on here and stuff like that, or it's a schedule. Um,
Oh, I sent the picture by the way of the chair yoga.
ooh, Liddy. That's amazing. Also, yes. Oh man, I would have put out the content from our last coaching, but remember when I kept saying I could hear something in the background, like I could hear myself?
Yeah.
The whole thing came out with double audio. It was fucked. I was so mad.
Oh man. Okay.
The
That's
whole
okay.
thing had this double audio, and I was like dying to put out some content. I was dying. That's why I was super excited to hop on a call with you again because the content was so good, but the whole time you just hear me double like what
Oh
I could
man.
hear, and I was like, man, it was such great content. There's some pieces though that I'm going to take that are you're talking in that I'll send out, and I'll add you to it on my page.
Yeah.
That you're speaking during a moment, like, yo, this is who I am, this is what I'm doing, and you're not double sounding. I'm the only one double sounding. So I clipped a few pieces of you
On
out for
YouTube.
the. Yo, I haven't even put them up yet. No, I just clipped them out because this records into Riverside, and then you can clip them out of the story in Riverside. So what I'll do for you is we'll do this. I'll give you the studio real quick. Send it to you in a text message. Since we're in the studio now. Oh no. Okay, here we go. All right, cool. I'm about to share this with you via text message right now.
Okay.
And yeah, you can go in there and it'll have the interview and stuff in there. I think you'll also be able to download the system on that side.
Okay.
So build it one step at a time. There you go. All right, so I'll give you access. Oh, goodness. There you go. Bam. All right. Well, that's what I got for what the. You know what? I'm just gonna text it to you. Okay, text it to you. There you go.
Okay.
So you got it in a text message. You can click on there and send it to your computer and pop in, and then it will show you the meeting between me and you. Actually,
hmm
let me just do this here. Can you see the screen? You can see the screen, right?
Yeah, I can see.
So what's it works? It'll give you this option, and all you do is click on this of me and you, and it has a full on summary, things that you talked about, the pieces
Oh,
of the
nice.
business. And when you scroll down, it's going to say edit. So all of these segments were pulled out right here.
Oh, that's really
And when
nice.
you click on them, you can actually just look at them, right? In the software, you can, if you want to download it, because it's gonna show up like this for you.
hmm
So you see how this on your face, you can adjust it right here. And then you could actually adjust it by taking out words. It will clip things automatically out. If you're like, oh, I said this, or you see it says or it has too many periods, you can actually cut the time out. And
Oh,
then once that
nice.
happens, there's this magic thing here to create it all. You go here, and then you just go to export. Yeah, and then it will start loading, and then when it actually loads, it will show up right here like this. So this is one that I have right here of us that I wanted to test. So God, it's double freaking tapped. No, I'm so mad. It was so much good content though. You killed it. I'm not gonna lie. You had some parts in there. You just killed it. It was a really good segment. This was a good segment as well. We'll definitely
Thank
get
you.
some really good videos out of this one for you on that side. You look wellness this time with the top hat. The top hat makes you
Yeah, I
got
went
that.
hiking before this and I had to go to the library, so I
Yeah, he's like,
didn't have time
it was
to.
hot out there. How you hiking in this heat, boy? I don't know what you doing.
I That's how you do it, man. You gotta hike in the heat.
Yo, I literally just walk from my office to my house, which is like a half a block away.
Yeah,
I'm like, how do people do this? I don't,
dude.
I don't
Honestly, I feel like I
condone
was
it.
built for this weather. Because every time I
If
go
you,
back to the East Coast, I can't survive. I'm
if
just
you
always cold.
say that, I believe it. Anybody who says that, I am inclined to believe them if they live out here.
Yeah.
If someone says I'm about Arizona, I believe them because otherwise you'd be gone. It's like why be here? It's hot. I love it. I love it being hot. I like cold though too. I went to school in the cold. It's nice.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to school at Mayville State University in North Dakota. In
Oh,
North
North Dakota. Okay.
Dakota.
So you're originally from the Northwest, from the Midwest.
Oh no, I'm originally from Houston. Technically, I moved a
Oh, okay.
lot when I was younger with my mom. I was born in Alaska, moved to Sacramento when I was
Oh,
2, moved to Houston when I was 8, moved to San Diego, and then I stayed
uh
in
huh.
San Diego, and then moved back and forth between like San Diego and a little bit up towards LA. And then from high school, I stayed in one place in San Diego, and then I went to school in North Dakota.
That's crazy. That's awesome that you're born in Alaska. That's like one of
Yeah,
my bucket list locations.
yeah. My father was a interesting man.
Mm,
Apparently, he was
yeah.
a great Kirby vacuum seller back in the day.
What's? Oh, really? Wow.
I don't even know. I looked up Kirby's, but Kirby's are like the Dyson
Uh huh.
of the old
Yeah.
school days. Kirby was like the first like Dyson.
It,
And
it's
you, when it,
funny. It's funny that I mentioned before the about the Arizona, the setting my roots here, because before that I'm originally from the East Coast, New York, New Jersey area,
hmm
and I went to a work program after graduating college in Tennessee,
yeah,
and we were given the option to relocate after that, and I picked my preference to be the East Coast, and at the end of the program, all they had was L.A., San Antonio, and Phoenix, and there was like no way I was going to go to LA because it was really expensive, and
fuck.
I thought San Antonio was going to be the choice. I was working out there for a bit, but then I was like, you know what? The only thing I know about Phoenix is that it's a desert. And I told my manager like, can I go visit it for like a day or two just to see the area? And when I flew in, I was like, what do people do around here? And they go hiking. So I looked up hiking near me and I found Piesta Peak. The next day I went hiking and I went on the summit, which I didn't know was the hardest hike on that mountain. It kicked my ass. But when I saw the view of Phoenix, like the whole city, I knew this was it, and I had to come here. And then ever since then,
That's
it's been.
amazing.
I mean, I no longer work that job. Like I feel like I found my passion. Like I tell people that when I moved to Phoenix, like I feel like I reawoken my true self.
I
So
believe that. I just got goosebumps. You gave me a little chill right there. Just had a little chill
really,
run through my body. I was like, that's a good one. No, because me and my wife were talking about that recently, coming back here and getting kind of reestablished.
yeah,
The desert feel, going up to Sedona, feeling that a little bit in the water. Yeah,
yeah, no,
so
it's great.
yeah, I believe it. I believe that you can look at this place and it's kind of like it like bakes you.
It lets you marinate.
Literally cooks you. Okay, and you're like, ooh, I'm well done, baby. I'm well done.
That's the beauty. If it's too hot in Phoenix, go up north and you're good. Flagstaff, Sedona.
That's true. Because this upcoming season, boy, I'm going fucking snowboarding.
There you go.
I'm
Where
going snowboarding. I
where
don't
at?
care.
Up
I
north?
don't give a fuck. If it's I wanted to go. I want to go to Colorado because I have a really good friend out there that I've known since high school. And he has a bunch of like
Hmm.
Airbnbs, like his whole, and he's a musician, and he plays at the dual piano place up there. So he has like
Okay.
a bunch of Airbnbs and he's doing his thing in music and he just loves snowboarding. So like I just want to go with people who fucking love it and
Or
they'll
you can go
fuck
to
me up.
Alaska.
Yeah, Alaska. I thought about that, but the people I know out there, I was like, I don't want to go hang out with y'all. You guys aren't enthusiastic. The only thing they're enthusiastic about out there, my boys in Alaska, is getting fucking drunk all the time.
Okay. Yeah,
Every time I see them,
maybe
they're like,
not
we're
then.
getting drunk, man. I'm like, can you go do something? They're like, it's dark for 6 months out here, motherfucker. What do you want me to do? I was
Man,
like, it's
well,
dark? They're like, yeah, it's dark out here. People be killing themselves. And I'm like, it stays dark for like 6 months? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I could never.
man, that's crazy.
Did you know that it's light for 6 months and dark for 6 months?
Yeah, like during the summertime, right?
Yeah, like it's just light all day long. My brothers and sisters are older out there. They're like, yeah, we used to play, and then mom used to scream at us, and we find out it's like at 12 o'clock at night.
Jeez, I bet
Mom,
people pay a premium for the blackout curtains then.
yeah, they sell a lot of blackout windows. They're talking about how just having a good time, being able to just be outside for almost 24 hours straight, and just call your
Wow.
friend, at their house, ringing at 5 a.m. in the morning because it's bright outside.
Jeez,
I'm
it's
like low
funny
key jealous.
because Phoenix,
Yeah.
like I think of like cactus in the desert, and then Alaska, I think of like igloos and penguins and Eskimos. Is that true? Are there igloos,
I would say
Eskimos?
because when you get out there, there's people who do them and build them all the time. But
Hmm.
there's like inland versus outland. So imagine like nearest Canada, there's most of the people live like right there on that border of Canada going down. And
Uh-huh.
then as you start to go out into Alaska, you get more of the Aborigines. And those dudes
Mm.
get fucking. They're more Indian. They get drunk. Some of them live in like really cool igloo type houses and stuff like that. But it's like, um, it's kind of like people say about like the res. You ever heard
Mm.
like people talk about what it's like on the res, on the Indian reservations? Um, that's kind of how it is out there. Just like the
Gotcha.
farther you go out, the more it's like you go from civilization to like the sticks.
Mm. That'd be interesting to see.
It is. It is. It is very interesting to see when I went out there. Like I didn't even know that many black people lived out there.
Oh, really? Okay.
I didn't know that many brown and black people live out there. More like brown. They're brown and black people. They're really called. They're called the Aborigines, and so like the same thing like the European call. Well, yeah, no, Australia called their people, which is the original or something, Aborigines or something. But yeah,
Okay.
there's like when you get to Alaska, you have this vision of like these people and like their world, and you realize
Yeah.
it's like brown people live out there. I thought I was gonna see all white people. I'm like, this is a whole bunch of white people. And the deeper you get, you're like, y'all
So,
live out here? They're like, yeah, we live out here. Okay, I'm like, okay.
so from the sounds of it, you would prefer not to go back,
Uh,
or you would, or you have no interest in going
I
back.
don't- I think it doesn't have enough of anything I like.
Okay.
Like, if I want
So,
mountains that snowboard and go hard with people, I'm going to Colorado for sure. And there's a couple places like in Japan I want to go to for sure. If I'm
okay.
looking to go get drunk, I'm gonna go to Minneapolis. Really get wasted out there with those Midwesterns. Love the Mall of America. Beautiful. And if I wanted some culture, leaving the country.
Leave the country. There you go.
So Alaska's just cold for me. If you do like the dog sledding stuff was really cool. I did enjoy that.
Okay.
Really good sightseeing. I went dog sledding. Um, I sucked. I thought I was gonna get
I've
fucking ate
only
up by those dogs.
I've only seen dog sledding in that one movie with Cuban Gooding Jr. Was his name?
Yes.
Let the dogs
Yeah.
out. That I watched
That
that as a kid. And
that is
that's
so funny.
yeah.
Out of all the movies, it's that one. There's only a
It's
few
that one.
movies I've ever seen, like Snow Dogs, and it's probably like an action killer movie in the snow. It's probably what I've ever seen. But besides that, it's that movie, which is the first time I ever thought somebody was gonna be doing. That's when I think I realized black people do cold things. It was that and that Jamaican movie with the bobsled team.
Mm,
You ever seen that?
no, I
There's a
don't think so.
You've never seen the bobsledding movie, the Disney Channel bobsledding movie with the Jamaican guys who become the ice sledders.
I would have
Dang,
to see a
that's
picture of the movie,
it's a
like a poster.
history, and it's where the one for the money, two for the show, three for the money, one let's go. That's like that whole like mantra kind of came from a minute when I was a child. It was like one for the money,
Is it
two
called
for the show.
Cool Runnings?
Yes,
No, I just looked up a
you.
picture and no, it doesn't ring a bell to me.
That's crazy.
Maybe I'm too young for that.
How old are you? 20.
I'm 27. So like, I grew up in
Mm.
like early 2000s, like early 2000s Disney
So
Channel.
I think you're right at that age. I was like, yeah, that was like the first movie I've ever watched that was like
Yeah.
black people killing it. So it's so funny that like in the childhood times between like the 90s and the 2000s, the amount of shows and like implementation that happened during that time kind of crazily changes like the kids that are born 3 years after you. You know, it's like even kids born 3, 4 years after you, like they're on totally different fucking shows. You're like, what?
Yeah, because you're considered a millennial. I'm like on
Correct.
the cusp of like a millennial and a zoomer. So it's a little weird to be on that like on that teetering edge.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
If I was you guys, if I'm from my perspective, or you guys' perspective, fuck America, man. And the reason why I say that, because I love America, but like they just at this point, like for Bill's sake, they took away the American dream for a normal person that grew up in America. You know, it's like the American dream is now goddamn slavery to hard work at this point. Like the true American
Full
dream
rat
that we
race.
had, where
Yeah.
it's just like white picket fence, got my house, got my
Picket fence.
kids. Like,
There you
that's
go.
all I need. You know, like
Full
really, that's how I
TV.
feel right now. Like, give me a nice house. If I can have a job, give me a nice house and just chill. I wouldn't even need anything else.
Mm.
It's like my grandparents be like, "Oh, we had this," and I'm like, I can't. I don't even listen to them anymore. My grandma just laughs at me all the time. I'm like, you guys are crazy,
It's
and
a
I hate
different
you because y'all
time
fucking
period.
y'all are before me. Y'all are the reason why our world looks like this. The reason why my kids got to go out of the country and go buy some land in Africa because we can't afford it here on the land of the free. Okay, it's expensive.
Yeah.
Um, but actually, no, America still has amazing opportunities. My wife gets mad at America all the time. I was like, I have friends from other countries, and I was like, at the end of the day, we may dislike America sometimes about how hard it is, but other countries,
Yeah.
you broke for life. Okay, like
Yeah.
there is no come up possibilities. Okay, I have a friend. He's like, my family will be poor for life. You guys talk about being broke in America. That's not broke. He's like, you guys get all this help if you need it. He's like, no, no, no. My family, if I don't do this, they will be poor for the next 5 generations. And I was just like,
Dang.
he's like, that's why I'm here. You guys actually get that opportunity. I just have to stay disciplined. He was like, it's not a big deal, except for you guys are trying to kill each other. I was like, you guys are trying to kill each other. I eat this shitty ass food. He always used to make fun of McDonald's. He's one of the main reasons why I stopped eating McDonald's because he would just be like fucking shit talking American food all the time. American
He,
food don't even have food. You guys are chemical bound.
yeah, I
He's
mean
always like, you guys are
McDonald's.
chemical eaters. And I'm like, what does that
McDonald's
even
can be good
mean?
sometimes.
He's like, read the back of your book. He's like, read. He's like, when you start reading in Europe, he's like, when you go to Europe, he's in Europe. He's like, when you're in Europe and you read the ingredients, you know what the fuck they are.
Hmm.
you can you can think about buying this from the grocery store and making it yourself. He's like, when I come here to America and I look at things, oh, why do I need a dictionary, a thesaurus, and a chemical science book?
Damn. He's not wrong. He's not
It's
wrong.
real. It's like, and I'm like, at the end of the day, he moves back and forth between here and the other countries because he's like, he gets sick when he's out here. And that's kind of the reason why I want to go for a while. I'm like, you know, I've always wanted to leave. I talk shit about America, but in good and in bad ways. I always believe everything
Yeah.
has its good and bads. I never,
Yeah.
nothing's ever just one way. Nothing's just always good,
Hmm.
Um, is that I want to know because when I went to Lebanon or whatever,
Lebanon. Hmm.
I I ate so many pastries
Uh huh. But
and I just never felt fat. Like I ate so many pastries, at least once every fucking meal. I mean, I ate a pastry every meal. I went to that goddamn bakery, boy, and got them fresh off the press. And I was thinking, I was like, I'm gonna get sick. I didn't eat so many sweets. I eat sweets in America for too long, like a day, maybe like a whole thing of something. I feel real sick. I feel still
Yeah,
dream
the
of those
sugar,
pastries.
like the
Still
ones in
dream.
America are super sweet. Whereas the other
Yeah,
ones like out of the country, they're sweet, but I feel like they're naturally sweet.
yeah, it felt like a fluffy flavor rather than a carry down like just this
Like
is bad for
syrupy.
you.
Because
Yeah,
in America
so
they use a
eating
lot of corn syrup.
yeah, eating all those, I need more of those. And when we went to Mexico, just eating good fruit. Like this one is just going.
Mm,
Me and my wife are the people who just go up to a cart like, yo, let's get like 10 mangoes. Let's get it. And it's
for like
like
$1.
like let's get 10 of these mangoes. Let's walk and eat these mangoes. They're fresh. I'm destroyed by the time I get there. And I'm like, these taste different
Dude,
than
in
American
Ecuador,
mangoes.
there's like vendors that sell like 100 lines for $1, which is insane. Here it's like three for $1, which is not
Fuck.
bad, but like when you go to other countries and you
When you
see
go to
like,
other countries and you eat, you just look at it like, dang,
why can America be like this?
it used to be like that. It used to be affordable, for the grind, for the
Yeah,
normal
yeah.
American to live.
Hmm.
Now it's like, man, you can't even be a normal American. You can't. I can't even stay on the internet too long as a normal guy and listen to people talk about us. Like just the way, just the way people be talking about normal dudes. I mean, you need to make $100,000 a month. I'm like, I told my wife this because I made a comment. I was like, every girl wants the guy, and why would a guy settle on a girl when he can get all of them? Like, does that make sense? When a guy makes over $100,000, even if he's a beta male, even if he's a simp, he'll get way more play than he ever got his whole life. And he would have earned it. And therefore, once you earn something, you never just want to give away the freedom you earned.
Hmm.
Men have to earn freedom when it comes to the set. Let's make this statement because this is getting recorded. Okay, men have to earn freedom in the sexual market space. They are not just given. So in the sexual dating marketplace, most things a man has to have, he had to develop that shit. He didn't just come with it equipped. And in the sexual market space, women come with everything they already need, and their job is to try to preserve it.
Hmm.
They're trying not to give away the light that they are born with, because when they go through trauma, they have to tune to masculine energy because masculine energy is protective. So when a woman
Right.
gets hurt, when they go through a lot of trauma, they become more masculine, less agreeable, less with the flow, not trying to go with you, not trying to agree, because that's what protects things. So when I say things like, hey, you got to really look at, as a man, the higher they get up that totem pole, the less likely they are to settle down. So as a girl, you better find that dude on the way up. Because when you get there and he's finally in the candy store and he's eating all the candy, you're like, no, you only want Jolly Ranchers. He's like, no, I love me some Skittles, bitch. No, no, I love Skittles. You're not gonna tell me I don't love Skittles. Okay,
Okay.
and that's for you to look. It's like the difference between when you're on it, when you got it. When things are just going well for you, business wise, movie wise. When you even have a girlfriend, that's the worst. When you get one, then the world opens up to you like if you always had opportunities. I remember when I first got a girlfriend when I was in my 20s, and it felt like it was so hard to date a chick. But when I dated chicks, it's like all chicks wanted to date me. Like I was now dateable. I'm
Hmm.
like, none of y'all wanted
Yeah.
to give me love when I was single. Now I'm dating somebody. You guys see me going well. Now everybody want to give an opportunity because it's like you've now earned a way into the door. One chick has said you're worth keeping, so therefore other chicks are like, yeah, maybe he's worth keeping. It's like, all right, even happened in San Diego. The gay community is crazy. I used to go. I have a couple friends that I used to party with all the time because they just
Hmm.
make so much money in the industry, and because um, I was like one of those like I'm just absolutely not gay, and I'm absolutely okay with being in any environment because I just don't feel like I'm being encroached upon or encroached
Right.
upon. I just don't feel like my energy is being encroached upon because someone's gay. I don't like flamboyant gay people. No offense to me, I just don't like it.
Yeah,
I don't.
understandable.
I just like. I don't like flamboyant women either. I can't stand that shit. I can't stand a loud, obnoxious, feminine energy. I can't.
Mhm.
And I have one of my friends like, "You, what do you mean you don't like gay guys?" I was like, "I don't have to like everybody. Like, you guys are weird. Like, I don't need to like everything. Like, who made the rule? I have
Right.
gay friends. They're hella cool. Didn't know they were gay for the longest time. They're still hella cool. They love their dudes. Great. But they don't come slap me on my back and tell me like they don't do that shit.
There's
They're just like,
different
I'm
types of
gay.
gay people. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm like,
different
I, I,
personalities.
I'm a full believer in be who you want to be who you love, and don't encroach on other people. I won't encroach my straightness on you, so don't encroach your gayness on me.
Yeah,
I don't show
I
up.
agree.
I don't make out with my girlfriend all in front of you and do all this other kind of. I think that's weird. I don't care who it is. So when people in San Diego, it's very, very like very niche. So like when I got into there and I'm a good looking guy and I like to dance, and then people would come talk to me and I'm like, I'm not gay, so I'm good on this part, and people would be mad at me for not being gay, like I'm encroaching on their
Mhm.
space. What are you doing here then? Is this not all
Why
inclusive?
can't I be here?
It's
Yeah,
like,
it's like
is
why
this,
can't I be here?
I thought this was the all inclusive space. I thought this is where nobody gets judged. I don't judge you guys. I'm just here to have a good time, just like everybody else. Well, I'm like, I'm just. And my friends used to crack up all the time because they love bringing me to the bars. They'd be like, "Yo, every time you're here, dude, you have a great time." Because I'm like the one girl in the whole situation where people are trying to hit on you, and I'm just like, no, I'm here because like my friends are here, but I'm not doing that. And then people will convince you. I had a dude sit with me for 2 hours, buying me like 7 drinks, letting me know just because I
Really?
was there, I was gay. That was his whole argument. I was
Wow.
interested. I was like, I'm here, so I'm gay. Okay, let's talk about it.
Oh man.
Explain this to me, because I wasn't sure. But if you about to break it down to me, I may have been confused this whole time. I may have been trying to figure it out, and that's okay. Yeah. So we
Okay.
got that done. Knock that out. I'm gonna shoot that
Awesome.
on your other system. We're gonna run it up on that side. Um, I'm excited to push from here. Hopefully, I don't get canceled. I love gay people. Just so you guys know, I'm not against you. If you're loud and obnoxious, I don't like you of any sex. Just so whoever's watching this on the internet, I don't like any loud, obnoxious people. And I'm loud, but I don't think I'm obnoxious. And I feel like those people who have to be center of attention. I don't care who, what color. It could be black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, tall, short, or tall. Keep the energy. You can have it. I'm a namaste on that one. Um,
So for next time, so Thursday this week, same
Thursday,
time.
Thursday,
Okay.
same time.
And then after that, I guess like July 9th, because next week I don't think I'm going to be available Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. Well, let's
Thursday
make
is
sure we can
4th of
get you.
July.
Oh, this
Yeah.
Thursday's first.
No, next Thursday. And then
Oh, okay.
Tuesday
I
I'm going
was
to be
like,
traveling.
I'm literally have so many campaigns to build for 4th of July, dog. My
Oh,
heart just. I was like, no, can't be in the 2 days.
so this
Okay, yeah. So yeah,
Thursday.
I probably want to do the fourth. I mean, I might do the fourth. I don't give a fuck. It's Independence Day. That's where you go get your real money. If you don't want, you're not required, right? So to be on there. So if you don't make it, or if you're unable to do, that's totally fine. I'll be doing these now with more people coming in, and as we're building it, so we'll have a couple people who are gonna pop in. Like I said,
Mhm.
I'm still gonna use you as an example because we're so far ahead with you. There'll be playing catch up at all points in times. If you're on the call, we're moving shit forward.
Okay.
Um, but at the end of the day, shit, that's where we're at. Let's kill it.
Sounds
So
good.
Tuesday,
So
Thursday on this time.
this Thursday, and then yeah. So I guess the next time I'll meet with you after this Thursday is the 9th. Is July
Alrighty.
9th. Because then after
Let's-
that, so I'm in the works of hosting my yoga classes at an art gallery, and I have a meeting about that. So I definitely want to be on one of the calls to
Yeah, talk about
kind
that and
of
tell them you have a
network.
new marketing thing for yourself that's going to help you grow. And I say that because you want to always think about your own leverage, right? Because we can leverage
Yeah.
it. If they're looking like, oh, we need marketers or we need this, I can help you leverage it, right? Because
Okay.
that's really important is to use your leverage. I'm not in there trying to sell no art gallery, but I can help you get more people into their art gallery, right? So that's the important part. And
And I
then
have a meeting with
using,
them July 11th to
ooh,
lock
lit.
things
Okay.
down. Yeah.
That's gonna be dope. That may be your style too.
Yeah,
Some good music, some good art. Like,
I'm
what's
looking forward
up?
to it. Yeah,
It's unique. It's unique.
they reached out to me about it, so I'm really glad they
That is a
see my
blessing.
yoga sequence as more of an art form rather than just like an exercise. That was my goal from the get go, just to
That's powerful.
really express it that way. So I'm looking forward to it. So
Powerful.
yeah,
Powerful. All right, man. I'll see you on Thursday. All right.
all right, man. All right, see you.
All right. Talk to
Good
you later.
talking to you. All right, bye.